hi there, welcome back to my survival world here. It's been a while, huh? If you have watched the channel before, yeah, you may have noticed that I've been away for a few months. I would love to get back into the swing of things. I kind of got a little bit burnt out with doing videos every week. Well, now it's just going to be sporadic uploads whenever I can get a video out, because this isn't really my job. I do this for fun, or I did this for fun, so I want to try and make it fun again. So today I have two projects from the previous videos that I want to finish off. There's this build here, which is our lava farm, using dripstone and cauldrons to basically infinitely farm lava, which is just a nice thing to have. Look in these chests, I've already got, you know, a few lava buckets. And the second project that I want to try and get done is my iron farm over here. As you can see, I've already started doing a little bit of building myself because I have a build planned out for the actual farm itself, but also it needs to sit on something. It's going to have its own island built down here that I've already started, like, getting the general size and shape of. I have not really got a design planned out for this, but I want it to be some kind of crucible. A big bowl holding lava within it, basically. So I went and gathered a bunch of stuff out of my storage system here, got all the chests laid out nicely. You can see me build that in one of the previous videos. It was a really fun project to do, and it's really helped me sort out all the items in the game here. I also went ahead and grabbed some nether bricks. I think those blocks would look very good. I think it might be interesting to decorate the island itself with some lava-ish blocks, maybe add some magma in there, maybe add some basalt and stuff. That could look quite cool. I actually started with a block I don't use very much, which is blackstone, building up on top of the deep slate base here. And this is entirely on the fly building pretty much. I didn't plan this at all, and I kinda just like doing that sometimes. It's nice to not plan everything out and have some things just be a bit of a spur of the moment decision. Then I started to use some dirt here for a specific reason, to create the shaping of the crucible here. I did this because I wasn't really sure what colours I wanted to use. I picked out a vague block palette but didn't really know exactly which blocks I wanted to do yet. And I didn't want to kind of have to tear a bunch of things down and then replace them. So I thought I'd just use dirt to get the initial shaping done, just to make sure it looked right before I go in with the final blocks. Okay, so far, I think this is looking pretty good. I like the shaping. So I did it in dirt because I didn't really know what I wanted to make it out of right away. I would love to have maybe some supports coming out of the edges here, or maybe the middle. I like the general shaping of this building. It's a little short, but I didn't want it to be too tall. Maybe I could have something on the, like, above the crucible we have here. But that is the joy of building things on the fly. I don't know what it's gonna necessarily look like when it's done. I have an idea in my head, but I don't necessarily know what that's going to look like in the game, and I think that's the exciting part. This next step might be a little bit of a danger, but I think I should probably put the lava in for the farm now, because I'm going to start covering this bit up. I have all the lava I need in here. Let's just grab all of these buckets out. This is going to be a tedious task, isn't it? So I believe this is 64 lava buckets in here. To have the dripstone actually produce lava at the bottom, you need a source block. It can't be a flowing block. Okay, got the outside blocks done. Now we just gotta cover the inside. And without any kind of death happening, let's just place all this in. The easiest way might be to use some scaffolding here to get over the lava. I always forget how scaffolding works, which is probably not the best time to forget how this block operates. Honestly, I enabled toggle shift and I will never go back to not playing with toggle because it is such a useful feature. I think it's just two more now, right? Just there, and I don't care if I lose a little bit of scaffolding, so be it. That is a nice looking pool of lava if I've ever seen one. The farm should be working now, and oh yes, look, there's even one lava in here already. It doesn't look like there's any other cauldrons filled up. That's fine, we know it's working. Okay, so what are we thinking so far? I think this looks pretty good. Kind of like the mixture of blocks I've used here. I'm liking the lighter greys in there and also the red rim that I've put on. That means the next step is to actually add the lava to this thing. How do we go about doing this? Do we do it layer by layer, or do we kind of have it so it's flowing a little bit? I think I like the idea better if it was flowing, maybe. And you know what? We wouldn't have to fill it layer by layer anyway, because we only need to see the top. So we can kind of fake this a little bit. So I want the top layer of the lava to be on this layer here, so let's just fill in some of the spots. I want it to kind of have the idea of it maybe flowing towards the center. What if we shape it in such a way so we'll have kind of maybe it come out a little bit further here. That should be cool for the first layer, and then I wanna go down a little bit. And now we just maybe go down one more and have it kind of flow like that. Just gotta make sure this is all symmetrical, and I think it is. And see how that flows. It should flow all the way into the middle, and hopefully we can't see any dirt at the end of this. I do have a few in here, but I imagine... Oh, hey, dude. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to talk to the audience right now. I would love it if you didn't attack me. Wow, he did a ton of damage. Okay, this is looking pretty cool. This is exactly how I imagined it looking. That gives the impression that the lava is kind of flowing down and then it's dripping down into the farm here. It kind of gives a bit of a story to how this whole machine works, or this device, whatever you want to call it. It gives the impression that the lava is kind of traveling from the top here. I should probably put some paths or something to maybe like connect this up. I was thinking of having maybe a little like front platform to make this tower kind of fit in a little bit more. Now the next little bit I have to do is just finish off the interior here, which shouldn't be too hard of a task. I think a border of these red nether bricks would look quite good. And then the inside could just be the regular nether bricks. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing super ultra detailed here. In these little blocks in the corners here, is there a chiseled version of nether bricks? That looks alright. Can you actually access this? No, you can't access the scaffolding, so that's an instant no to that idea. Yeah, that gives it a little bit of support, I guess. Just kind of makes it more filled out, looks a little bit more intentional. And then I guess in the center here I can put the chests. In fact, I think maybe putting them in the floor might be better. I know I just put this in. There we go, that doesn't look too bad actually. I've not really added storage to many of my builds recently since I have my massive storage system in there. This is a neat little build, I think. Obviously, the surroundings of this are kind of just plain right now. I should probably add some stuff to that in a future video. So now that that build is done and looking pretty cool if I do say so myself, it's time to make some progress on the island over here that is going to house my really cool build that I have in store for the iron farm. And this is one that I have actually planned out and built already in a creative world. But we gotta kind of freestyle the island. I have not planned out the island. So I guess we can jump into a little bit of a time lapse, shall we? And I'll show the process of building this island down here. So first up, I actually ran out of dirt for this island, so I needed to go grab some over here. I have this patch of land far off in the wilderness where I go ahead and grab all the dirt that I need, because I don't really want to destroy the land around my base. Then I went ahead and built up the island, which was a pretty simple process. It was kind of mindless, really. Placed the blocks in places where it felt natural, just using dirt to start off with, but I plan to add some proper like texturing. This is just the first pass of the island that we're seeing here. There we go, that is the first part of the island done at least. Obviously, this isn't complete yet. In the end, I want it to be a lot more textured, maybe have some plants and stuff on here, or some machinery that will go along with the factory build that I have planned here. And the factory build itself will be a very brutalist structure. I believe that is what you would call this type of structure that I'm going to build here. One thing about this island right now is that it is very surface level, and I mean that literally. It doesn't have anything underneath the water so far, and eventually I will get round to bringing this down towards the bottom of the ocean. For now though, I need to do a little bit of resource gathering because this build requires quite a bit of light grey concrete, which I currently have 3 of and 56 powder. And luckily I've got a little bit of a nether hub going on here, so it shouldn't be that hard to get over to the desert. You can tell that I've been slowly but surely digging out the nether hub here because there's loads of blocks on the floor. Mangrove swamp, mining desert. Ha, here. I would be absolutely lost without my map, so it's actually the other way. Eventually I would like to make this a proper nether hub. I have a box here that's the outline of the main structure of the nether hub, and I have created some interesting designs for like the tunnels and the main area, and it'll be a lot nicer looking than just the plain old nether. I would love to make it something, yeah, a really cool build in and of itself. I've put this portal here because we have a red sand desert there, we have a mesa for collecting the terracotta, then over yonder we have a regular desert for regular sand. Oh yeah, this is where this cool village is with the floating islands. Oh, I think I did show this in one video. So I'll quickly go gather up some sand here to make our concrete with. Then we can get on with the actual build itself. This should probably be enough, I think. About 1.5 shulker boxes worth here. One thing I've noticed about this island though, is because there's villages up there, I guess it counts this island as being a village, which means there's some little kitty cats spawning around here. I would love to try and collect all the cats. Come on, I'm holding fish. Come on. You know you want to. Hey, come on. Okay, I'm going in for the attack now because 1, 2, there's no way you take more than 10. Love me. Oh, the last fish that I had. I don't have this cat, but I have Jelly. You know, Good Times with Scars cat. I don't think I have this one yet, so that is actually a new one added to the collection, I guess. I wish they did the same thing for dogs. It would be cool to have different breeds of dogs in this game as well. But let's go ahead and see how much concrete powder that this can make. Then I want to try and craft a little machine up, just to speed up the concrete making process in general. It might actually be the dye. Yeah, look, the dye is a limiting factor here. Which is fine, I can go ahead and grab some light grey dye real quick, it's not that difficult to get. Right, so let's build this little machine then, shall we? It shouldn't be too difficult to make. The most basic of basic concrete makers, but I think it will just speed up the speed of how fast I get concrete. There is pretty good, I think. Let me remember how I do this. I think, yeah, I put a chest here, a chest there. Oh, I forgot a hopper. I'll go grab a hopper in a second. I'll put that there. That needs water in it. There we go. It's done. You can get more complicated, you can introduce like TNT into this and have it be like automatic braking, but for my purposes, at least for now, unless I'm doing builds that like require a bunch of concrete, this thing should do me fine. It's as simple as you hold the concrete powder in your offhand, you hold your pickaxe in your main hand, and you simply just hold down both of your click buttons. It's automatic. Of course, it's not automatic in the way that it can be running while you're off, but it can be running while you're AFK here. All you need to do is hold down the 2 buttons. For my purposes, this is fine, and I may make a bigger one in future, but I'll just kind of sit here for a while, grab a bunch of concrete, and I guess then I'll probably have like most of the stuff I need to actually work out this build for the next part of the video. Oh, look at this guy. I forgot they updated the bats. They changed the texture, and the model. That's cute. I think it kind of fits in with more of the style that Minecraft is going for now. It's a shame they still don't have a use. I mean, it would be cool if they did something other than just kinda existing. Oh yeah, I also found another cat and tamed it. IRN. Yep, that's right. IRN is the, I guess, mega corporation of this world that produces things in these massive factory builds. And I do love doing these large scale builds like this. They're quite fun to design and quite fun to build as well. And as always, I like adding that little bit of lore and that little bit of story into it, creating this company here. I imagine in the lore of the world, this company maybe wasn't connected to me. Maybe my character here didn't make the company IRN. Maybe it's some kind of like remnant from the old world. And if you're a true viewer of this world, you might recognize IRN from somewhere else. Yes, my original iron farm over here had the IRN logo on the front, so I took that forwards and kind of made it into this brand that's being used in the world here. And I did love how this looked inside. I don't think I'll be doing an interior for this build that I've just done, just because of how big the farms are in there, but I thought I'd carry the legacy of IRN forwards and make a little bit of a storyline here. Although there are a few finishing touches that I need to implement here. First, I'll need to go all the way up here, because this little billboard here is actually incomplete, and I was planning to create a little like advertisement type thing using signs. No, not signs, paintings. I don't want them to be too big though. I don't want the massive ones. I want it to look like a bunch of like different advertisements kind of mashed together. I might need to get some blocks just to be able to place these paintings properly. If I place one there, okay, if I place one there, okay. I don't really want to do any repeats, so let's just do that. That's the kebab, right? I think that's the kebab. Let's go see how this looks. It's supposed to look like some kind of billboard with a bunch of advertisements on. Wow, doesn't that look super cool? Ignore that smoke coming out. I totally didn't forget to record the bit of me looking at this in the actual video recording. That didn't happen whatsoever. And the last addition I want to do to the build here is just to add a little bit of life to it. I want to add some campfires in. And if you didn't know, if you place campfires on top of some hay bales, it actually makes the smoke from the campfires rise further. So I've done that here just to give it a even more enhanced effect of the smoke coming out of these chimneys here. So we've got one done, and I'll just put in the second one here, and let's see how that looks. That is cool. Yeah, again, adding that to add a little bit of animation to it, I think that really livens up the build. It does give the effect that this factory is up in action again and is producing stuff actively. That is cool. Now, this build isn't entirely done. There's actually something I would like to add down here, but that'll have to come later because I need quite a lot of shulker boxes for that. So I guess expect an end-busting episode to come soon. One last thing for these farms to be done is, you may have noticed during the time-lapse, a couple of iron golems have actually spawned in during the building process here, which I guess can't be helped. I have actually gone ahead and spawn-proofed all the surfaces in here by putting slabs on them, but they just so happened to spawn while I was building the farm. I think, yes, there's a guy up here. I'm actually repeating what I'm saying here because I totally went and killed the other guy at the other side, and I wasn't recording. This farm at least should now be working, but we still got to take out this guy over here. Oh! I thought he wouldn't be able to hit me from there. Oh no. Oh, how am I gonna get there? I've not designed this base well, have I, for on foot? I guess I can get across here, and oh, I fell in the water. You're gonna have to imagine a heroic swim over to the island now where I go and collect my stuff and take revenge on that iron golem and strike it down because I wasn't recording for some reason again. I don't know how this keeps happening. But what a great video, huh? I'm glad to be back on the world. I missed this game a lot. I just got a little bit burnt out, especially with doing weekly videos. I'm gonna just be doing them at my own pace now and getting them out whenever I can. So what did we do? We finished off the build for the lava farm over here, which I think is pretty cool. This was an entirely freestyled build. I didn't have any kind of plan for this. And then we finished off the massive build for the double iron farm over here, which I did plan out, but I think it came out pretty good in the end. Next time though, or at least in a future video, we gotta work on this island here because it's just not up to scratch. It needs a bit of terraforming, some extra little tiny details added, you know, to kind of go along with the factory. Also, I'd love some name suggestions in the comments for my new cats that I got during the build. So yeah, what a great video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.